Actually, first of all, the food is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having good food, they'll come and they'll never come back if it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, I would tell you, I think there's not too many places like this around anymore.
Today we're going to visit the most beloved Irish restaurant in all of New York City. Let's do it.
Hello.
Jimmy Neary.
How are you doing? How are you?
Would you
man?
look
How
at
are
this
you?
guy? How do you look so good?
I don't know.
I'm jealous.
No idea. No idea.
Let's head inside. After you, sir.
There you go. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Jimmy, this place has been here for decades.
55 years.
And adored by so many people of all different stratas of backgrounds and existence. And listen, the food is exceptional. And when you walk in here,
Yes.
you feel like you're a part of the family. Is there something else that makes this place special? And why is it here for so long?
Actually, first of all, the food is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having good food, they'll come and they'll never come back if it's not good.
Mhm.
But anyhow, I would tell you, I think there's not too many places like this around anymore. I used to work in PJ Moriarty's, and he had a place like this. He had a dress code, which we have, and we never gave up on it. And the people started to come, and as they came, they'd bring their friends. The first year was spotty, but after that, 1968, it took off. And thank God, it never gave up when it got back.
It's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And actually, to this day, a lot of people are coming in because a lot of people left this area, right, during the pandemic or whatever you want to call it, right? And young people are coming into this area. They're buying apartments, condos, and co-ops, right?
Co-ops, yeah.
They're buying those. And if they come, somebody tells them, actually, a lot of the, what do you call it, the boards say, our local is Neary's. And if you get them first, they'll always come back.
Yeah.
We have Seamus McDonald here, which, I mean, in all reality, I think you were the first customer here. Maybe not the first paid customer, but the first customer.
We paid.
He paid? Okay. Well, you know, it famously opened up on St. Patrick's Day
Yes.
in 1967.
Right.
There's a chance he was here the night before. Maybe it was the night of. I don't know.
Both. I was there
Both.
both.
Well,
of
yeah,
the
we were
nights.
in the night before, but we didn't officially open.
It was unofficial the night
Yes.
before.
It was unofficial.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what drew you to Neary's during that time period? Can you tell us?
Well, I knew Jimmy from the John Barleycorn,
That's right.
right? Jimmy and his partner of happy memory, Brian Mulligan, God bless him, worked in the Green Derby,
Yes.
and the John Barleycorn and the Green Derby were owned by the same guys, and we hung in both places. When Jimmy and Brian announced that they were opening up, and they told us we certainly wanted to be part of it, and as they say, TRIH.
Yes, that's
The
right.
rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite item on the menu?
I like the soul.
Mm-hmm.
I like the soul. And Jimmy mentioned the burger. I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
The lamb chops are fine, but I'm not too fussy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what do you think brings people back here like so much? What do people do, like?
Well, the charm of himself.
Of
You
himself,
know,
okay.
the welcome that you're made to feel when you come in,
Mm-hmm.
and the history. People love it for the museum quality, and it's just amazing.
You know, when you walk into the place, you see pictures all adorned on the walls of celebrities and politicians and people of that nature. Who are some of the people that come into Neary's? Who were some of the regulars?
Actually, the first person that came in that was really a friend was Governor Carey. He was a congressman at the time, and he came in the night we opened. His nephew brought him in here, and he never left. He came here when he was governor. But anyhow, it's been a great run here.
Mhm.
Yeah, and as you say, everybody that's anybody has been here.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, 5 years ago, President Clinton was the first president ever to be the Grand Marshal at the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Wow.
And right
I'd
after
forgotten about that.
right after the parade, I got a call from Mayor Bloomberg. He says Diane will be in that night, and he says just the two of us. Maybe I bring two more. Could be four. I don't know how many. 10:20. I don't know, 20 past 12. The door opens. In comes the mayor. In comes the First Lady, Hillary Clinton. Right behind her, President Clinton.
Yeah.
Right behind him, Commissioner Kelly. And then there were about 12 more came to join them. I had no tables. Would you believe it? All of my cousins, from up there, every one of them, packed almost here, every one of them gave up their tables to let them sit down.
Uh-huh.
And they were here till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh boy.
Because I'm grandfathered here. Before they put it at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can stay open till 4.
That's a perk.
Yeah,
that's
nice,
a perk.
nice perk, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for people that work till midnight in like television and everything else.
Sure. Yeah.
For them it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So, yep.
My mother's favorite author is Mary Higgins Clark.
Yes.
Okay. Now she was a regular here, and you're featured as a character in how many of her novels?
I'm in 21.
21 of them.
21.
And you
Yeah.
also solve a mystery in one.
I did, yes. I solved a mystery.
And how does
I
that make you feel to be a character in a book?
You know, I got used to it. And she knows I never read one of them. Never.
You told her that?
What?
You
What?
told her you
Oh,
never read?
I did, and I tell you what she did. She turned around, she signed the book, and told me what pages it was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Did she mail you
yeah.
the Cliff Notes? Or?
No, she's giving me the books. Some of them are up there on the wall. Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
That's
Great
fantastic.
stuff.
Now, you know, Irish people don't really kind of wear too much jewelry and necklaces and rings, but
Yeah.
you're the exception. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the pins and special items that you clad yourself with on a daily basis?
Yeah, when Mayor Bloomer took me to Ireland on his private jet, they gave me this at Knock Airport, the Irish flag and the American flag.
Beautiful. Yeah.
This one here, I was knighted originally by Pope John Paul II, a knight of the Holy Sepulchre. A number of years later, Pope Benedict made me a knight commander of the Holy Sepulchre, and Pope Francis, 3 years ago, made me knight commander with cross of the Holy Sepulchre.
Wow.
And this one down here is the trident,
Mm-hmm.
which is belonged to the Navy SEALs.
Yep.
So what's the significance of that on the wall there, in the Plaza Hotel?
Actually, I tell you, the chef and I went over to the Plaza Hotel when they closed down, right? Thought we might get something, but everything there was too big, right? And we saw all these numbers in a big case, right? Or a tray or whatever they were on, right? And turned around anyhow, there was nothing there that I saw. On the way out, I went back and took a look. I seen 358 on the top. I bought it because this is the number of this building. This number is 358 here also. And that plaque I put up there, I bought it for $175. Mary O'Connor that works there, she bought some stuff there too. And she told me later on they went for $2,500 because Sotheby's or somebody bought them.
That's right. Sure.
Yeah.
You ever
So,
play that
yeah.
number, 358? You ever play it? It's a lucky number.
No, but the guy in the kitchen did.
He did?
He did. And he didn't play that number. But I tell you what happened. He turned around when they changed the canopy, instead of 358, they put 385. And he pinned it for the dollar, whatever he did, right? And he won $1,800.
Whoa.
There's his violin, which is a piece of Neary family history.
That was in my house in a box in the basement. And when I sold my house in New Jersey last September, Una found that in the basement. And turned around, we brought it out to a place in Tenafly where there's a guy that does up all these type instruments, fixes them, right?
Right.
So I turned around anyhow, and he cleaned it up. And what did you see on the back of it? But my mother's initials as a young lady. Katie Martin was her name.
Mm.
Long before she married my dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I says it's got to be 125 to 130 years old. That's my coat of arms, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a family coat of arms, yes.
Who made that for you?
It was made by nuns in Limerick, in Ireland, right? and Mary Higgins Clark and Governor Carey were the main hosts at the function when they had a dinner for me, right?
Mhm.
And they presented me with that flag. It's a coat of arms. Yeah.
While many celebrities and politicians have dined here, there's only one that has their own corner, and this section is named after Kathy Lee Gifford.
On her last day on the show, I brought her a plaque thanking her for the memories here, right?
Wow. Mhm.
And I put it right under her picture.
Mhm.
And when she came in here, she says, "This is where it is." She says, "I thought I lost it in the taxi." She didn't know I took it home with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to get it here, put it in there. That's fine.
And this badge once belonged to President Theodore Roosevelt when he was police commissioner of the city.
His grandson was in here one night, right? And I didn't know what we were talking about. He was here with three other guys, and one of them was from a friend of a great-grandson of Alexander Hamilton.
Oh boy.
And I had got the Alexander Hamilton Award for immigrants coming to America, right? And there was a man here, grandson of the president. He came back in afterwards and brought me his grandfather's shield.
Wow.
Yes, first one ever in the city.
Wow.
Yeah.
When he was PC.
Police
commissioner.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And my first job, the first job I went for when I came out here, they told me to go up and see this Irish guy, right? Big guy, right? So I went up to see him. He took me out in the warehouse, and he still it was great. And he says, I have to beep out the word too so and so small to work here." That wound up being the greatest news I ever got in my life. I went across the street and into a diner, little great diner. Then they were smaller than they are now, right? And there was a guy sitting at the counter. He was born a mile and a half down the road where I came from, and I told him what happened to me. He says, "Go down and see Maureen Mulcahy, the Irish Institute on West 40th Street." I went down to see her. I was 5 minutes. She said, "I'll have you work on Monday." I said, "Ma'am, the last place I went, I got chased away." She says, "Where I am sending you, nobody will ever say that to you." She sent me up to the New York Athletic Club. Went up there. The man met me, Mr. Walsh. He was the head porter. Didn't ask me my name, didn't ask me where I came from. He says, "Let me show you where you're going to be working on Monday." I got a job as a porter at the swimming pool. And where I met, you probably were there, I met everybody at that pool and everybody knew me, right? And then there was another gentleman came in, an Irish guy. He was a member. He couldn't swim. And he called me over. "Young man, I want to talk to you. Do you know that everybody is leaving Ireland because the Catholics and the priests and the nuns are destroying Ireland, right?" And I look at him, what's he talking about? Little did I know that he was setting me up for a future. 3 weeks later, he comes in and I'm leaving the club, and Bernie Weener says to me, my boss, he says, "Hang around. This man wants to talk to you." He says, "Young man, report to 3rd Avenue, 1800 hours next Monday night." And he walked away. First of all, I never heard of 1800 hours. Yeah. And I said, "What's 1800 hours?" He says, 6 o'clock on Monday evening. I said, "What's he talking about?" He says, "You're going to work here in the day shift. You're going home, you're going to take a shower and go to bed for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And at 6 o'clock in the evening, you go down to PJ Moriarty's on 3rd Avenue, and you'll be working there as a bar boy." So it's in the club from 7 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. I got $27 a week. PJ Moriarty's, I was there from 6 in the evening and 12 at night as a bar boy, getting $24 a week. And I loved it because the money didn't mean anything to me. I wanted to be with people. That's my life. Meeting people and saying hello and everything, right?
It's still the same today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I turned around anyhow, and I was there for 6 months, and I get a lovely letter from President Eisenhower. "Welcome to the Armed Forces of the United States." I get drafted into the army, and thank God I was small. They put me into a tank. Only little guys were in a tank, so I didn't have to carry a big rifle on my shoulder and a big sack on my back.
Just like the jockeys, right?
Yeah, but it was peacetime, so I didn't see any action. I spent 12 months in Fort Hood and then 12 months in Germany.
Nice.
I came back to the same 2 jobs, and actually on the 16th of March, 19, what was it, 67 when I opened here. My boss says to me in the tub, today is your last day. I says, what did I do wrong? He said, you did everything right. He says, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, you're going full time to PJ as a bartender. And I worked with him until I opened here in 1967.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Seamus, we know each other. I know you my whole life.
That's right.
Your brother-in-law was worked with my father back in
right.
the 70s.
Philip Bird and Michael Quinn. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
And your sister-in-law went to school with my mother.
That's right. Friends, my wife, Fran's sister Winnie, and Noreen Daly at St. Agnes Seminary, and with Susan Dempsey, who we talked about earlier, Susan Carey Dempsey, and my brother-in-law Philip. God bless him.
By far, my favorite item on the menu is the lamb chops. Now, you think differently. What's your favorite item on the menu? What do you like to eat?
I like fish. I like filet sole. I like scrod. I like broiled chicken. Yeah. Not to be the biggest steak eater. Every now and again I do. And a hamburger. Yeah. I'm very, very small in my what I check.
Yeah.
That's why I weigh 123 pounds.
God bless you.
That's why you dance so well.
Oh, I could dance.
You can
too.
move. I mean, listen,
I could dance.
You're a big hit on social media now.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, Dancing with the Stars. You know, they could have it here.
That's right. And then Anne-Marie can dance too.
She can, yeah.
Oh, she can. Yes, yeah.
So this is what really draws me into this place: the lamb chops, named after Kathy Lee Gifford, who's a regular here. I'm sure she always wanted to be named after a lamb chop. I don't care what they call. These are the best lamb chops I've ever had in my entire life. So make sure you head down to Neary's here on 57th Street. Check the place out. Recommend the lamb chops.